Alright, so we're back here, it's week 0, Texas season. Check out our recruiting board here. Nothing too crazy. I mean, we got some interest from some of these top guys, which is always good. Don't really need a ton of wide receivers, as you can see. We're gonna have quarterback. I like the pocket passers, but I kind of like dual threat more. Yeah. Kind of see our recruiting board here. All these positions that need, trying to go after 5 stars as much as we can. Take a quick gander over here at the roster. We honestly inherited a really good roster. 3 wide receivers that are cracked. Thing that you will notice, other than this god tier tight end, is most people are seniors or juniors. So this guy actually came from Iowa, followed us, so shout out Max, appreciate you. Had the chance to go after a 5-star quarterback that we recruited there, but this kid looks pretty good too. 95 throw power is pretty nutty with step up, so it should be fun to play. He's not the slowest either, so I'll still get a little read up. These two are gonna go absolutely insane. Captain Insane now. I mean, East-West Playmaker, Elusive Bruiser. I love those 2 archetypes on running backs. Contact Seeker's good too. Honestly, I've rocked Contested Specialist a lot. I would say that, to me, the best ones are probably Speedsters. They run different. But I am excited about this freshman. This kid is like a freak. Elite dev trade too. So, pretty solid roster, I will say. Now, Texas has underperformed a lot in the past, so we're going to change that this year. I will say, like, our linebacking core is just, it's good, but it's like, it could be better. And then the thing that really threw me off is looking at the roster beforehand. We had a lot of cornerbacks, and not a lot of cornerbacks popped up in the players leaving thing. So I was like, oh, okay, we still got a pretty good room. No, we don't. No, we do not. Luckily, I have a few extra safeties. Yeah, so we're going to be relying on those guys a lot to help us out in the secondary, because that was an unfortunate oversight. I have not done that in all of the rebuilds so far, and yeah, I think it was just a weird thing in like transferring of schools during those couple weeks. The board and the roster lied to me when I was looking at it during the off-season stuff, but that's okay, because we'll make it work. But yeah, here we are. I'll take a look at the top 25, I guess. I don't even think that we're in that top 25 to begin with. So yeah, that should show you how highly touted. As you can see, our former school, Arizona's ranked number 1. Solid. I kind of actually want to go look at their roster real quick, just to shit some games here. Let's go take a look here at Arizona. Bosch is still there, yeah. He's a beast. Yeah, they're still gonna have I think they kept a lot of guys. The quarter, Cleve? Oh no, he's still here. He's just only a 91. That's kind of crazy. Stud. Absolutely. And then obviously recruited. I tried. I don't know. It's hard because, like, I know that I'm leaving, so you don't want to recruit like a great class, but at the same time you don't want to like just completely sell. So I don't know. I try to mix in, like, I recruited I think 8 5-stars, so they still have a solid team. Yeah, that offensive line is still disgusting. Jeez. Defensive line thing now. Yeah. They're gonna be getting after that quarterback. Backing core. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss my boy Hakeem Boyoko. Stud. Yeah, you can see I recruited pretty well for them in the DB room. Nobody had great speed though. Yeah, that was the get of the. That dude's gonna be a stud. Okay. It could be better, could be worse. I feel like this really fell off for some reason. We had two stud. Oh, because Pierre Mon left too. Yeah, they had like 2 people leave in the transfer portal. Rough. But anyway. Texas season 1 here. Kinda, well, look at this. I don't think it's gonna, yeah. Not gonna really show, but Texas hasn't performed very well, so. Start out here against good old Nebraska. 89. Yeah. Go to Lincoln. I like starting out. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the team schedule. I like starting out on the road, like week 0. I don't know. It's a fun little test. Tried to give us a tough schedule here. Schedule the TCU game. That way I can beat Lincoln Riley even at a new school. Yeah, LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma. I mean, kind of some slight games in here with USF, Southern Mississippi, Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns. Then Florida State scheduled them to come in. Hopefully, because we've been so bad and we're down to a 3.5-star prestige, this is still a good like game to schedule visits for, as well as Georgia. That'd be cool. Then end it with Houston. I think that we can have a pretty good season here, though. We obviously have a lot of really tough games, though. I'm mostly looking at LSU not being ranked. They're going to be probably pretty good again. Like, we were thinking about going there. TCU is going to be Studley. Alabama, Oklahoma. Yeah, all these teams are going to be really good. I guess we could flip over here to somebody like Alabama. Okay. Somebody like that. Hello. There we go. Yeah, they're 99. Okay. Georgia. Okay. They're a good team. They're gettable. Yeah, let's see. What's the other team? Yeah, they're 96 and they're not ranked. Much like us. They're going to be a lot better than... Ooh, play Florida State as well. Wow. I think Florida State might be a little overranked for how good of a team they actually are. Yeah, 86. Might not be looking so good when it gets to me. I got some tough games in Texas A&M at Michigan, LSU. Oof. Rip. Might not have been a great schedule on my part. Yeah, but yeah. Hey, the alma mater. I was back up to 91. I still got that 4.5-star prestige. Big Oregon game to start out the season. In Oregon too. That's not fun. Ohio State. Yeah, and Penn State. Yeah. Should draw for Iowa, but we'll see how they do. Nebraska too. Yeah. I mean, they're in the Mountain West. I put them out there. Move Florida out there. We'll see if that creates a little rivalry going on. Notre Dame's another. I love that they just play nobody every year. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, in real life, they play such good schools, and then in here, they're just like, Stanford isn't. I mean, Stanford's a good school in real life, but Stanford is not good in this dynasty right now. And honestly, USC hasn't been that good either. So the fact that North Carolina is like the best team that they play is pretty underwhelming as a all 99. Yeah, it's always going to be good. And Oklahoma's going to be a fun game. Wow. I think maybe we just take a gander here at TCU. Yeah, they're all 99 steel. Wow. Okay, so yeah, we got a fun season coming up here with Texas. Gonna be challenging, but that's the whole point. I think that we still have a really good chance to win the Natty this first year, especially if I play most of the games. Alright, well now I've just been rambling for a while, but here we go. Texas year 1, Nebraska in Lincoln. Alright, week 0.
Of old rivals. We are lucky to be here today. A rich history of tense games, upsets, bad blood. Who's going to step up today?
Who doesn't like beating Nebraska? We got a rivalry with them. That is true.
Of the Nebraska Cornhuskers. As we see a squad from the SEC, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 22nd ranked team, the Nebraska.
I will say the presentation in this game is just flawless. Gonna try to commentate over some more games here, make these videos a little bit more in depth, but wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot of just, you know, still clips and recaps, so that way the videos aren't 80 minutes long.
The Longhorns will kick this deep to get us going.
But yeah, let's go. Year 1, week 1. Technically week 0. I gotta say, Nebraska has a very cool swing.
He's going to try for a return from a
Get
couple
him,
of yards deep in the end zone. He's tackled at the 10. Not good.
All right, well, we'll come back when we have some fun plays here to show you guys. Let's go. Hook 'em home.
For the first time today. Here we go, Kirk. So Texas's offense makes their way onto the field for their first
drive of Texas season.
Hometown
San Antonio.
Into this program, Kirk, throughout his
This
career,
dude's a
and
stud.
now the first game of his
One thing
final
I
season.
would really like to do is help out some of these packages that I tend to use pretty frequently just for the backup running back. Just so that way we can get into some of that. I tend to start out, against the CPU, I tend to start out IPO.
To this noise here. This is going to be tough for the visitors today. It's good for a 3-yard gain, so 2nd and 7.
Try to cut that a little better, but that's
Boy, it looked like the quarterback was caught in between. Should I hand it off? Should I pull it and make the throw? Ends up getting some positive yards, but I think they missed a chance for a bigger gain.
Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down.
on the road. You just try to make the first couple plays easy. He's running, probably got a free.
They'll hand it off. He will be stuffed for no
Should have probably thrown it, but I forgot to change.
He should have pulled that ball out and tried to make a throw, but instead he hands it off to the poor running back, and it's a tackle for a loss.
Easily one of the best plays in the playbook. Just any playbook. These deep flood concepts.
We're going to throw for the first down. Looking for his big tight end. What a catch! And make the tackle, but that play moves it inside the red zone.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
Tight end goes in motion. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. That was a nice juke, but not much room to run. He's brought down for a short gain.
Quarterback isn't the fastest, but might be able to slip out.
And it's plays like this that eventually make that defense collapse down. Then you can pull it and hit a big play through the air to your receiver.
Quarterback keeps the football. Rollers all the way to the end zone.
That's what I'm talking about. Good first pass.
It can fly. You see it again here. Nice catch.
They bring him down, but that's enough to move this offense into the red zone with a first down of the 17. Longhorns looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Tries to get it to the running back. Makes the grab on the move. Touchdown, Texas. This offense is still clicking.
Holy shit, dude. This man's going to
And
be
this
a
running
beast.
back's going to show you he can be a receiver.
Selkirk that's going to shake up the rankings, but more importantly, it's a team that felt unrespected, unloved. They came out here, pulled together, and made a very strong statement to the world.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a combination of things. I think the unranked team, like you said, they came in with the eye of the tiger. They were locked in and ready to go. And I think the favorite, they just didn't respect their opponent. And when you do that in college football, you're going to get exposed.
And that's going to wrap it up. For Kirk Street, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Alright, so as y'all probably saw, we put the schlacken on Nebraska, and honestly I was just going to kind of keep simming because we had some buys here until we got back into the action, but I did want to show you some of the recruiting because maybe it's important, maybe some people didn't play last year's game and don't know some of the ins and outs, but when you get to like these people in the top 10, the reason why I'm not sending as much right here, I actually took some points out of like these people that I was sending to because we have visits available. Now visits are important because as you can see they can give you a boost from wins. I'm assuming that we're going to win most of the games that we're going to play in. Now one of the big boosts that you can get is from rivalry games and from higher tier opponents. Now the reason why I scheduled TCU early in the season is out of a hope that we'd get something like this, where if you win, you go +4 in their advantage. And since how we probably already have, their deal breaker is brand exposure, which we have at A-, proximity to home A. Probably do that. And now it should get in, like if we blow them out, in theory, we should get a really large boost to their recruiting. Here we'll probably overtake TCU Baylor by a lot. But I just wanted to show that I do think visits are important still, especially if you can schedule like the right games, like some of these people that are like higher tier opponents now, like having them visit here, not going to do much, but I will say it is a good boost if you're like neck and neck with another school recruiting. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys some of the ins and outs of recruiting. I personally don't normally go down the recruiting tree this year because you can get a lot of good players just off the 50 points of sending the house, and then once you figure out their top thing, so like in this case, we know that it's pro potential in athletic facilities. I know based off those it's either that or could be, I think, on the coach. Just kidding. I'm guessing it to be that because it's athletic facilities. So we hard sell there. You'll see in the overview here that once this pitch goes on, it continues to gain momentum, especially the better your grades are. So important to do that. Again, gonna try to get as many people here to this rivalry game as we can. Let's go back here and fix this since we got 3 of these. Anytime question is it. Start search. We want to still put the full 50 hours into person. At least I believe in still doing it. This is actually a good example of something that you can do. So our visit, like we know that his deal breaker is pro potential, which we have at B-, which is not the greatest. However, come in here, and because you're in the top 5, you can hard sell. You can kind of figure out which ones he might be. So normally I would look to here, but since there's an X in playing style, we know it's not that one. It could be football influencer. It's not Sunday player. I think it's just football influencer. Yeah, because we could be that, but no long playing style. So by like process of elimination, you can figure out that it's football influencer. you can also figure out, okay, hey, we might have a B- in pro potential, but we have an A+ in playing time. Over here, go to playing time, schedule them for that visit. Now you'll probably see a much higher return from that. Anyway, some recruiting tips for y'all if you've been watching the videos. Appreciate it. Welcome back.
Alright, so we're back here, week 3, ready to take on TCU in a nice rivalry game at a conference now. It's them being Big 12 and this being SEC. Take a quick gander here at the recruiting board. Really want this 5-star corner, that's a gem. Otherwise, you can just kind of see pouring the 50 points into 5 stars, or these gems that I found that are 4 stars, or just people that are in the top 5. And then everybody else is just trying to stay in their top 8, top 10. Pretty simple. This is pretty easy to get a decent recruiting class. I mean, obviously I'm Texas, who has really good school grades, but even on not so great schools, you just won't get as many 5 stars, or if any 5 stars, you just gotta target 4 stars and 3 stars instead, but it's the same thing. BYU with 1 3-star recruited. Yeah, nice. Also, just in case anybody's interested, I wanted to show my coach tree here. I like the Motivator, Scheme Guru, tends to be my favorite. Try to get the most off-season gains. However, I did have an assistant coach at one point that had this talent developer and had it mostly maxed out, and this is really juiced. Like, it will get your people that are playing games to progress a whole lot faster. I don't know, I just don't, like I said, I don't feel like, I mean, you gotta get to Elite Recruiter to get all the good ones. I mean, if you're gonna go down that archetype path, great. I just like going the Motivator, Scheme Guru, and then I went CEO for this one. I will say, a lot of these aren't that, like, this one, I think I've gotten an insta commit like 3 times in the like 8 years that I've had this. This one is good because obviously it just makes all your players that are seniors that are coming back better. I think that one's good. I think it helps with recruiting. But, I mean, I recruited just fine without it too, so whatever that means. This one is good. It's not the end of the world, though, because most of the time somebody doesn't decide to stay on the second one, but it's nice to have the opportunity if there's, like, a player that you really want. I do like this one. I've had people increase their dev trade every year, and it's not just from like the stats that they put up, so this one I think is worth it. This one is probably one of the best perks in the game, to have 8 people who can visit. Like, the ability that you have to stack like positives towards your college from visits, based on, like, if you have like a full offensive line visit or something like that, like your quarterback's gonna get 5 like +5 to recruiting on top of however good the visit is. So if it's like if it's a rivalry game visit here, I'll just go to recruiting to show you. If it's a rivalry game like visit and you have people that are complementary positions visiting at the same time, you'll get a boost. So like right here I have the strong safety visiting, so if we win, that's +4 to his pitch, which is, as you can see, is already more than like the sway. So it's pretty useful. I'm big fan of stacking visits. That 8 people in 1 week is very valuable. Other than that, I think the only one that I didn't touch on was that middle one, which, yeah, this was really just because I kept finding myself in playoff games, and also the benefit of being the CEO is that you get 25 or 12,500 bonus XP for playoff wins. So I just kept finding myself in big games, so this was useful just to have like your quarterback, wide receiver, running back start out on fire. So I mean, in total, I think really these 2 and these 2 are worth it if you're going for CEO. I mean, this could be okay, but I feel like you have to spend a lot of points to get here, so it's not really worth it. And then this is, I mean, this is okay too, but I'm not really focused on getting people who have already visited schools to come to me. Yeah, that's the coaching tree though. Show you the scheme guru. Like, this helps a whole lot on the road. You're able to like see routes better, you can communicate better. So that's this. If you're going scheme guru, I feel like these are much needed, and then this is all just kind of. I could upgrade any of these at the time to get that extra little bonus. I really don't care about seeing the blitz detection. I don't really care about like protecting us from blitz detection. The hurry up ones are good because the offensive, like the CPU offense, does like to spam the hurry up a little bit, so I just have the first one. But yeah, the running ones are good, and then I focus on all the main. It's basically the same thing for Scheme Guru and Motivator. Focus on these 7. You don't even really have to worry about special teams because most of the time you can find a pretty good kicker, and these kickers kick from like 55 even with a 91 kick power, so you don't need somebody with a monster leg to hit good kicks. Anyway, off to the rivalry game. We get our home debut. Ooh, 99 overall. One thing I definitely overlooked too is how little of jerseys Texas has, because they have basically none. I do like these chrome helmets though on TCU. Those are pretty fire. Go chrome purple though. I'll just purple them out. I don't really love that it just stays West Virginia, because that was like the first school that I rebuilt. It's kind of weird. Yeah, look at all these options. Anyway. Off to another week closer to this Natty Championship.
One of the toughest things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome to Austin, Texas, and DKR, home of the Texas Longhorns. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFB this year, the TCU Horned Frogs, taking on a team from the SEC, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And Longhorns will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Finds his big tight end. Touchdown, Longhorns! A hostile environment can have a major impact on even the most composed, well-prepared team. So how much did the crowd play a factor in this upset?
Well, this is what makes college football so great, the home crowd and how they were able to impact this game. No doubt about it, David, they played a big factor.
And they're still jacked up, and they're still excited. They play a big factor, and it affects everything. College football, road atmospheres, they're tough. Even when the team isn't ranked like they weren't today, these are the types of moments that can jump up and bite you.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis.
And there it is, the first 5-star recruit. You love to see it. Oh, 4 stars. Okay. Take those. Take those. Good weeks. 6'4". You like that? You like that?
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Texas Longhorns, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Texas Longhorns offense will have the first crack at it in this one. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving
So
up
that
and down the field and finding
learn
the
out
end
our
zone.
workhorse
And you know
running
he's
back.
excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys.
Holyfield attention. Back's elbow.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Boy, did that one have revolutions on it, but it's incomplete. Both of these teams right on the fringe of the top 25. This is the type of game that can help you earn some respect.
Absolutely. I mean, both these teams sitting right outside the top 25 have a great opportunity to get a good quality win and start to build momentum early in this season and see what kind of squad you want to have.
Both of these teams just want respect. They've worked so hard all offseason.
QB last week, you could tell, dude, he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You could tell the chemistry with receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off. And it looks hard. It looks difficult. They got to find a way to get back in the rhythm they were in last week.
Fires to the big fella. A big play gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. He fires to the left side. He's got it for a big play. Run out of bounds just before he could get it into the end zone, and now they're set up
taking the
first and
lift.
goal.
Started so far.
Knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. Had
Quiet the
time,
crowd down.
spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Let's it fly.
Yes, sir.
Touchdown, Texas. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Give to the back. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
That's what I like to see.
We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you.
I don't know if it's going to be a duel. Let's see what happens.
First play of the period, first down here. Wants to go up top on first down. He wants to take the top off. It's caught, and what a job to get the foot down.
The yellow ball was going to sell me.
Gain along the sideline. Burnt orange burning some secondaries, working this guy down the field.
Yeah, making those big plays down the field. Texas, when you think about great teams, you think about explosive playmakers, making those big plays, keeping those defenses on their heels.
Worked his way ahead for about 3 yards, stopped at the 23.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Showing cover 2, cover 4.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Second down, they'll go to the air. Just a little off.
Should have threw the backside first, honestly.
And good job by this
They had the
great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
On third down, he drops to throw. Makes the grab. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. They were really hopeful he could make a guy or two miss and pick up the first down, but he comes up a little short.
Yeah, and it's great defense. It's defense understanding where the sticks are, not missing tackles, getting the guy on the ground quickly. Really nice job by the defense understanding the situation.
The Longhorns are stopped, but not before getting it past the sticks.
The reach forward animation.
Love the call going RPO here on 4th and short. And how about the running back? This is a guy that gets the tough yards. He finds ways to get those hidden yards. He can push the pile, drive the legs. Showed you that right there.
Looking downfield on first down. He got it. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be first and goal.
Earlier, so it's a good
The
catch.
Longhorns had tough field position
See
to
if we
start
can
this
just
drive, but they've been relentless
allow
in
the whole
moving the
bunch of
ball
hot
methodically
routes.
down the field. They'll move the tight end. He'll do it himself on the draw. Into the end zone he goes. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space.
Some would call it swag, some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Austin, Texas, and DKR, home of the Texas Longhorns. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Missouri Tigers, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Ballard with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Longhorns! Looking downfield on first down. He caught it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns!
And you can get such positive yards like that. Continue to do it. Make that defense react a different way. Then I'll throw the football.
They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. A strike downfield. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
This guy already has a touchdown. He almost had a second right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his...
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Texas!
You're the quarterback. You're happy to oblige when you've got the playmakers you have offensively. Just keep chucking.
Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. Makes a catch at the 20. Touchdown, Longhorn! And
what the offense does on this next one.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Firing deep. Touchdown, Texas! And they take it in for 6 more points. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game, and I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win.
We did it. We got the #1 player on the board. Cornerback jam. You see what I'm saying? If you look down in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the total. And because we had something that was a good motivation for him, got the bonuses from the complimentary visits and a blowout game, same tier opponent, look at the total. And just like that, we got him to commit over Alabama, who ironically we take on this week at whatever 18-syllable stadium name that they have.
It is said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see, the winners of 4 straight, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 10th-ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Boost for this program, David.
This is enormous. Getting a guy in the back end, a 5-star guy like that, dude, it's plug and play, and those guys pan out at such a...
And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown! They'll try to blast their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Longhorns!
And I love the...
B's, and they've had a lot of really good running backs, too. I think the receiver position is one, though, that they want to build a legacy around.
Breaks into the open. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touch! Both of these teams are high-caliber squads, but it sort of felt as if these guys had something to prove today, and man, did they go out and do it.
Man, they proved it, and they proved they were better. They thought they were better coming in. We were talking to them. They had a lot of confidence. They said, we're not ranked as high as we should be, and now they just showed the whole world. This squad is for real. We're going to be discussing them in the playoffs in the future, and they made a statement today, Palmer.
Yeah, that's the thing, David. To me, after watching that absolute beatdown, you can't help but think to yourself,
This is a matchup we have been waiting for. 2 elite wide receivers. They bring a great skill set and swagger, hoping to use this showcase to show they are the top receiver in the country. Welcome, folks, to the classic Cotton Bowl, right in the heart of Dallas, Texas. As we'll see the winners of 5 straight, the Texas Longhorns, taking on a playoff team from last year, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Hermstreet. Kirk, let's get right to the action.
Let's go, boys. Red River Shootout versus the 99 overall Oklahoma Sooners. Let's go. We do not lose rivalry games.
Receiver in motion now. Needs a completion here on 4th down. Quick throw over the middle. He's got it, and that is enough for a 1st down. Touchdown, Texas. Gets the 1st down they needed to just run the clock out. Well, this was a stunner. It's going to resonate around the college football landscape, Kirk. This lower-ranked team came in here and said, give us some respect. and they went out and earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a bit of a shocker to me, just to be able to see this team get run all over the field the entire game. Just didn't show up. I don't know what happened during the week with the preparation, but this blowout, I think, surprised a lot of people around the country.
And that is going to do it. We enjoyed being here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
All right, we're here during our bye week after beating the crap out of Oklahoma. These next 3 games after our bye week, I'll show you guys here, are all against teams with 60s for overalls, so probably we'll just be showing the end of the game recap unless something interesting happens, because we got Florida State and Georgia coming in, and I'm not gonna lie, I expect this team to be playing for conference championship, playoffs maybe, go for a natty in our first year, maybe. Anyway, if anything interesting happens, I'll show you guys. Otherwise, we're going to be coming back with Florida State coming to Austin, Texas. Welcome Horns.
And racking up yards all the way to the end as they get the W. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
And I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense.
When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy. Great execution. Just beat down in every facet.
And I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up.
Had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're